Hello and welcome back. Today we're looking at double pages in a slightly different way. So rather than a double made on purpose because I have lots of photos or a really big story and something that I want to spread across a 12 by 24 canvas, instead it's because I have one page that I've already done, and then I have another photo that I want to scrapbook from the same event that's going to be on the facing page, and I want the two to be obvious from the style of the pages that they are the same event, even though the journaling is going to be a little bit different. This works really well with pages like this where you've taken one photo that's just quite a sweet photo or a photo that you love because it's more of a happy, maybe it's a technically beautiful photo or maybe it's just an emotionally beautiful photo, but the journaling or the story that you're telling is not specifically of the event that it came from, but maybe the type of photo that gives you a little bit of aspiration and you write about something like that. But the other photo is very much one that is of the event, and I want to record the details of the event on that page. But I want them to not be identical and to not feel like it's all one page, but to feel like they go together. So my easiest strategy is to use the supplies that I have left over and anything that I can duplicate. So I actually have a couple of these I still have sheets of. So I'm going to use this same paper but not as the background, and I'm going to use this red paper but as the background. And then I looked at the embellishment here and pulled out other things. So I have the remaining epoxy, or not epoxy, acrylic pieces from here. So I've used the clouds, but I have these left over. I have some flare badges left. I have the chipboard pack that these came from, and the cut apart sheet that this all came from. So I'm hoping with all of that I can pull together a layout that will complement this one and feel like it goes together but not all one layout like the last 2 days. So starting with that big red bold background that was just one layer on the other page, and then that the moon print cut down to just 4.5 by 6.5 doesn't look anywhere near as intimidating as this big moon design. It's just this little bit of tone on tone with the navy and paler grayish blue. So that's going to go behind my photo, but you can see that that's still a lot of the red. I don't know how much you can tell, but behind us in this photo is this giant map. So I'm going to add some map paper that is not on the other page, but because these are all from the same collection, the colors will work well, of course. And so the map is going to go behind there. I was looking if I could pull this down enough that you could actually see where we are on the map, but I think it's a little too low to use that strategy, so I'm going to move it up a bit and not worry about that. And I think I need some other pieces around the edge. The cut aparts are great for that. So I'm going to choose a couple of these to cut out and layer around the outside. So that gives me a variety of little paper bits and breaks up the color a little bit, gives that red a little bit of a break. But I need a journaling box to coordinate with the one on the other side. So this one was the blue with the arrows, but I'm writing on this space. And this one will work quite similarly, but without the arrows. I'm not going to use the flower, so I'm just going to take that off and save it for something else. And just tidy that up a bit. And I can tuck that behind there and have a place to write. And I think this is a good point for me to look at which of these clear embellishments I could use. And I think I'll use the 3 stars. and have them top left, bottom right, and middle left. At this point, I started to think that I need a title, and I was going to try and figure out what I could write with letter stickers or something, and then I looked back at this one, and this doesn't have a traditional title in that way. It's just small text pieces added from stickers and paper. So I think what I'm going to do is stick with that idea, and I'm going to bring in some little groupings like this, where I have tiny strips of paper, a flare badge or two, and some little chipboard pieces to finish off the embellishment in these 3 areas. And then it should be finished very quickly and a nice complement to the facing page. I think just to make this one a little bit different, I'm going to add some enamel dots in this peachy color, or peachy orange color, to coordinate with the others. But this is basically the only supply that I'm bringing in to this layout that was not on the facing page. So everything else goes really quickly because I'm just repeating the choices that I made before rather than trying to start from scratch. And that is this one completely done. And I'll put them both side by side again so you can see how they'll look in the album. So if the leftovers or similar supplies, could be the same collection, something like that, from an existing page is still around and you have more photos from the same event and you'd like them to be same but different, this is a technique that definitely works. You can totally tell that they go together in some way, but they also both stand alone as single page layouts. Definitely something you can give a try. It doesn't take very long and puts all those leftover pieces to work. I'd love to see what you make on the forum. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.